The objective of this video is to create a web page comparing and contrasting computer components. So technically this is day 10.5 and I'm redoing parts of this lesson because I don't mind admitting the mistake is mine. I think I was asking a little bit too much to be done in one day. So that was yesterday, day 10. 90% of you did everything perfect except number 1 on the DOL, which is to create the web page with a navigation bar. So I thought I'd backtrack a little bit here in this video and take you step by step. Let's say everything went perfect for you yesterday. You may go ahead and move on using Solo Learn. Go ahead and learn some more CSS to apply to your web page to make it even more attractive. So the agenda in this video, we're going to hit up the navigation bar right away, and if you have done that already on today's Canvas, just post a link to your web page that is comparing the computer components, okay? The due date for this Solo Learn, the entire HTML and CSS modules, will be at the end of day 13 in Unit 1. That way you're prepared for the end of unit project coming up. So I'm not expanding this slideshow right now, so I can go to each other tab I have open. But basically on your GitHub index.html file, the code for this right here, the code for that should be there. So not only are you advertising for the best Chromebook that you've found, but you're also providing a navigation bar up here. The code for that is right here. So this goes inside of your index.html, okay, right here, index.html file. So what that could look like is me copying this, jumping over to GitHub, and okay, I'll put it in the file, but just for anybody who wants a step-by-step process from the very beginning, here is my profile page. Okay, so your profile, I click that. Now I'm going to click repositories. Since I'm creating a website about hardware, let me go ahead and create a brand new repository. We're going to call this hardware. Always initiate a README just to start creating good habits. Okay, now you click branch, and since this is a page that'll be published to the internet, we'll go through what we've gone through before to publish. You can pause this and rewind it if you need to. So change default branch to GH pages. Okay, click back on your repository, click branches again so you can delete the master, get that out of the way. Click back on the repository. Okay, so now I need to type in that index.html file name, aka the home page to the website. And you're used to seeing these things, right? But now there's the coding for what we went over yesterday with the computer components. So essentially this right here is ready to go. This would create a navigation bar for us. However, we're creating not a website that will show news and contact information and about. We're showing a website that is about hardware and comparing and contrasting components. So let me go back to the list here. I'm going to have a home, a RAM, storage, processor, and display tab. So there's home, RAM, processor, and display. Now just so I don't confuse myself, oh, I forgot storage. Oh, and I don't see one here, so let me go ahead and just notice the pattern and create the same tag storage, okay? So now that I have that, just so I don't confuse myself, I should make the file name in the repository the same name as the tab. So this storage is going to be storage.html. This display should actually be labeled display.html. News will change to RAM, and home will stay home. Okay, now I go down, commit new file. So everything else will be extra. If I'm pretty advanced and I'm ready to go and create that home.html file, I can. And let me show you something really neat. If you are tired of waiting for GitHub servers to automatically show you your progress, you could jump over here and go to sololearn.com. Up at the top is Code Playground. Click that, and it'll take you directly here. Well, you have to click New Code first, but then it'll take you to this web page. It'll give you the skeleton right here, or the boilerplate. So I went ahead and I just copied that and paste right there. Okay, and so I can go ahead and just save this, and I'll worry about it later. And I will need a new file for every single tab that I need to create. The next one was ram.html. Go ahead and copy and paste that. Save. What else did I have? Storage.html. And there was a display one. And I think that's it. RAM, storage, processor, display. I gotta get processor in. And that is that. So going back to what I was saying in terms of if you don't want to wait for GitHub servers and you want to experiment and just play around with the code and see what type of actions will result in what type of results, okay? Hi, this is my hardware website. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And let's make that an H1 tag. Okay, so I'm going to push save, and hopefully it'll pop up right away on GitHub. But if it doesn't, I can copy this, go over here, paste it right here, and click run to see what it looks like. And there we go. So this isn't so bad. This is sort of what I'm looking for. Seems to be an error right here. This is the nice thing about Code Playground, is you can look for errors and see what's going on. I don't know. Oh, it looks like the quotes. The quote on that was off. Fixed. Okay, now. Okay, looks good. So, when I go to settings here, I can scroll down to my website's address, and I should see the same thing I do. Okay, so that's not too hard. Now the next part is to just do the research and fill in, under the nav bar, fill in the information to compare and contrast hardware components. So that means going to Amazon and looking up the information about 2 different Chromebooks. I don't care which ones you choose. Asus and Samsung would be fine. So you get that information. So here's an example. Okay. So processors 2.4. What are we looking at? For this one, the RAM would be 4 gigs. Is that right? 16 gigs for the hard drive. $179. So what am I missing? Let me click back. RAM, processor. Oh, no storage, I got display. So then I would just need to find the screen sizes for that. Probably going to be 11 inches or something like that. So going back to the repository, the RAM, that was 4 gigs. So I go here. Oh, gotta press edit. So I'll go right here in the body, and then I'll type in a header. Let's say this is the Asus Chromebook. And the Asus Chromebook was, what I say, 4 gigs. That should look good. If I need to test it, jump over here. Let's see what this web page will look like. Okay. Really simple. So now just throw in the second one, Samsung Chromebook, however many gigs that RAM has. Okay, so you kind of have to do some organization here to keep everything in order. And that should be it. If you want to make it look pretty, that's where the main.css file came into play yesterday. Just for reference, here is what that looked like. So you already created a navigation bar, alright? And now we can color the background and hide the overflow. So there's just lots of CSS things you can do to make the website look a lot better than just this plain white website. But I would say at this time that would just be some exemplary work you're working on. So that's the lesson. DOL, post your link to the web page you created on GitHub. I really look forward to seeing these. And let's finish off with an IB question. So you'll post the link and then one of these, one of your answers to an IB question here. Reflect on your thinking, learning, and work today. What were you most proud of? Okay, so you have 7 choices. Go ahead and just pick one based on today's work.